If you drive a car, fly in a plane, use air conditioning to cool your home or business, or engage in other activity powered by fossil fuels that emit greenhouse gas, you may soon have new ways to offset your emissions locally by supporting Hawaiian forest restoration. In January 2017, the State Board of Land and Natural Resources approved Hawaii's first ever carbon offset project in state forest. DLNR and its Division of Forestry and Wildlife will now issue a request for proposals for private entities to create a carbon forestry project in the Pu'umali Restoration Area in the Mauna Kea Forest Reserve on Hawaii Island. DLNR Chair Suzanne Case explains creating new ways to fund restoration of Pu'umali and other state forests is a win-win for the public, foresters, and our watersheds.
Yeah, so we're seeing here right now some Puke'awe seedlings that are naturally coming to its own that we would have normally never seen it when the animals were in here just because of the browsing pressure. But this is also good to see.
DLNR is also in the process of creating a carbon offset pilot project on southern Maui where carbon credits will be sold directly by the state to buyers.
It's 2,800 acres that's fenced in. That's not the entire forest reserve, but the project fenced in is 2,800 acres. And this area is unique because this is where the Leeward Core Forest, once existed, as you've seen before, coming into this unit. And over the years with the animals, with the deer, the goats, and the pigs and whatnot, you can see what it kind of did to this area. So this would have all been forested at some point. Actually, what you see, there's a transition line between the Leeward Core Forest and the subalpine shrubland.
The Kahiki Nui State Forest Reserve and the adjacent Nakula Natural Area Reserve, high on the south slope of Maui's Haleakala, are steep, generally dry, and windswept.
As I mentioned earlier, in 2014 July, and it was a collaborative effort between the Natural Reserve staff and the Forest Reserve staff, Forestry Section staff, but we closed in about a 2,800 acre unit, and the purpose was to exclude all the animals from it, the ungulates. And once we accomplish that, the goal is to come back in here and outplant native species. Obviously it was once a koa forest, Leeward Haleakala koa forest, and our goal is to return it back to that conditions. So, like I said, we put in these species in here, and once the animals have been gone and the plants have gone in, the hopes is to one day, not only as a watershed, to have it properly function, but it's also with the growth of the koa forest and ohia forest, our hopes is to, in general, collaboratively, is to hopefully reintroduce some of the native birds, endangered birds back here.
The carbon offset pilot project is proposed for funding from the Hawaii State Legislature. Division of Forestry and Wildlife Administrator Dave Smith explains, ultimately, this will give individuals, organizations, and companies the opportunity to purchase credits directly from the state to offset their greenhouse gas emissions which cause global warming. Trees and forests store carbon, so the way we remove it from the atmosphere is by planting more trees. Both Pu'umali and Maui Carbon Forestry projects will help implement Governor Ige's Sustainable Hawaii Initiative and the Aloha Plus Challenge by mitigating climate change, restoring forest and native species, and enhancing watersheds.
For me, this is really neat to see. I haven't been out here probably in 6 months, and from the last time I came out here, you could barely see these seedlings that our crews have planted. You could barely see them above the grass. And now that I'm here today, it's evident of how well they're doing here. And, luckily for us, we've had a lot of precipitation, abnormal precipitation up here.
The Leeward Haleakala Watershed Restoration Partnership, a voluntary watershed protection alliance of 11 public and private landowners encompassing 43,000 contiguous acres, has led forest restoration at Kahiki Nui and Nakula to date. Over the last 3 years, DOFA and its partners have constructed more than 7 miles of ungulate-proof fencing, removed 700 invasive animals, and planted 45,500 native plant seedlings in the Kahiki Nui State Forest Reserve and 71,000 trees in the Nakula Natural Area Reserve. DOFA Administrator Smith points to the many benefits of both the Big Island and Maui restoration and carbon offset projects, saying, "We and our partners look forward to converting degraded pastureland or forest back to native forest, to store carbon, reduce erosion, increase water supply recharge, reestablish endangered species habitat, mitigate wildfire threats, and support many other natural and cultural benefits. The Leeward Haleakala Watershed Restoration Partnership, a voluntary watershed protection alliance of 11 public and private landowners encompassing 43,000 contiguous acres, has led forest restoration at Kahiki Nui and Nakula to date.